This is what the Russian offensive looks like on the ground. Columns of armor and artillery advancing through open fields, unaware that every movement, every plume of exhaust, every heat signature is already being watched. High above, Ukrainian drones scan the landscape like digital hawks, feeding live data to artillery units kilometers away. Within moments, the silence breaks. Tanks exploding one by one. The roar of engines, the hiss of smoke, and the thunder of artillery echo across the torn landscape of eastern Ukraine. What was once an open field has become a graveyard of armor. Smoldering hulks of Russian vehicles lie scattered across the mud, the result of precision strikes and cold calculation. This is not the same Ukrainian army that faced Moscow's invasion in 2022. Over 3 years of grueling combat have transformed Ukraine's forces into a modern, networked military, one that fuses NATO-level technology with hard-earned experience. Each engagement now demonstrates not only resilience, but tactical evolution. And today's operation is the clearest example yet. The story of how a Ukrainian Abrams and supporting Leopard tanks, Bradleys, and FPV drone units dismantled an entire Russian convoy and turned the battlefield into a lesson in modern warfare. Footage shows Russian units pushing toward Ukrainian positions, laying down thick smoke screens to mask their advance. But in modern warfare, smoke means nothing. Drones can see through the haze with thermal imaging. Ukrainian FPV drone operators, calm, focused, wearing headsets and camouflage, lock onto their targets. Target acquired. Seconds later, a small object dives out of the sky. Impact. The first Russian tank halts, then another. The entire column grinds to a stop. Panic spreads among the infantry. Soldiers abandon their vehicles, scattering into ditches and tree lines. The Ukrainians seize the moment. Artillery batteries, already aligned through GPS coordinates, unleash a precise volley. Each shell lands exactly where it needs to. The immobilized convoy turns into a line of burning wrecks. It began like many assaults before, a column of Russian armored vehicles pushing across open terrain, supported by artillery and mobile air defense units. Their objective? To punch through Ukrainian defensive lines in the Donetsk region and regain lost ground. The convoy's lead tanks laid down thick smoke, concealing their advance under a gray shroud. But in today's battlefield, smoke means nothing to modern sensors. Ukraine's reconnaissance drones were already hovering high above, relaying every movement to the command center in real time. Each Russian vehicle's position, direction, and speed were logged into a shared combat network. Within minutes, Ukrainian units on the ground had a full digital map of the enemy's movements. From above, an assault drone approaches silently. A 5-kilogram explosive slung beneath it. The operator maneuvers with surgical precision, waiting for the perfect moment. He releases the charge. The explosion tears through the vehicle's thin armor. Within seconds, fire engulfs the interior. Moments later, the ammunition inside cooks off, and the BMP erupts into a massive fireball. As the Russian column pushed forward, Ukrainian FPV drone operators armed their small, fast, and deadly machines. Each drone carried a shaped charge, enough to pierce a tank's roof armor or disable a vehicle's track. From hidden positions, the operators guided the drones with cold precision. The first strike hit the lead vehicle, a direct hit to the engine compartment. Smoke billowed, blocking the path for those behind. Seconds later, another drone screamed toward the rear of the convoy. It dove into an armored personnel carrier, detonating with surgical precision. The convoy was trapped, the front vehicle burning, the rear immobilized. Another Ukrainian drone locks onto a second Russian vehicle, a T-90M tank equipped with jamming systems and cage armor. But technology alone can't save poor tactics. The FPV dives low, weaving through wires and defenses, and slams directly into the turret ring, the tank's weakest spot. Flames burst from the hatches and gun barrel. The crew has no time to react. Inside, the ammunition detonates in a chain reaction. The $3.5 million machine is destroyed by a drone that costs less than a household washing machine. Within moments, panic spread. Russian infantry scrambled from their vehicles, unsure of where the attack was coming from. Then came the artillery. Ukrainian fire control officers, using coordinates sent directly from the drones, unleashed a barrage from M777 and Caesar artillery systems. The strikes were frighteningly accurate, one round after another landing directly among the clustered vehicles. Each explosion tore through metal and earth alike. Fuel and ammunition ignited, turning tanks into fireballs. The few Russian crews who managed to retreat found themselves targeted again by precision-guided rockets from H1 Abrams systems. What was once an offensive formation had turned into an inferno of wreckage. This was not chaos, it was coordination. The entire engagement unfolded like a chess match. Every move by the enemy had already been anticipated. While artillery finished off the immobilized convoy, a pair of Ukrainian Leopard 2A6 tanks maneuvered into position. Using terrain and foliage for cover, they advanced to intercept any reinforcements. Through their advanced fire control optics, the Leopard spotted 2 Russian tanks, likely T-72B3s, attempting to flank. The first Leopard fired. Its smoothbore cannon delivered a tungsten round at nearly 2 kilometers per second. The projectile tore through the enemy's frontal armor and exploded the ammunition inside. The second Russian tank tried to reverse, only to drive over a minefield pre-laid by Ukrainian engineers days before. Within seconds, 2 tanks were gone. The Leopards repositioned, firing again. Each shot deliberate, precise, and devastating. In modern warfare, mobility and accuracy matter more than raw armor. The Leopards demonstrated both. Meanwhile, in a nearby settlement, a new Ukrainian asset entered the battlefield, the M1 Abrams. Its mission was to clear entrenched Russian infantry who had taken shelter inside residential structures. The Abrams crew, operating in coordination with a Bradley infantry fighting vehicle, advanced cautiously through narrow streets. Drones overhead marked enemy positions in real time. The Abrams adjusted its turret and fired a single high-explosive shell. The first building collapsed instantly. A second round followed, erasing a fortified position that had been pinning down Ukrainian troops. As Russian soldiers attempted to regroup, the Bradley advanced, laying down suppressive fire. Its 25mm autocannon shredded walls and windows where hostile fire originated. Within minutes, resistance in the sector was broken. The Abrams and Bradley withdrew to cover, having completed their mission with textbook precision. But the Russians weren't finished. In response to the destruction of their convoy, Command ordered reinforcements, including 2 T-90M prorив tanks, Russia's most advanced variant. The T-90Ms moved cautiously, relying on electronic warfare jammers to block incoming drones. But Ukraine had already adapted. Operators used encrypted frequencies and adjusted flight paths to bypass interference. The first FPV drone hit the engine deck of a T-90M, disabling its mobility. The second drone exploited an open commander's hatch, flying directly into the turret before detonating. The explosion triggered the stored ammunition, and flames erupted through every opening. Within moments, the prorив became just another wrecked hulk, a $3 million failure neutralized by a $500 drone. Moments later, Ukrainian scouts spot something far more valuable, a Russian M3 air defense system, worth nearly $45 million, hidden in a tree line. Coordinates are transmitted instantly to a HIMARS battery miles away. A single GMLRS rocket arcs across the sky, traveling faster than sound, and slams directly into the target. The explosion wipes the system from existence. Flames rise hundreds of feet high. Russia's technological advantage erased in seconds. The small village of Stayov in the Donetsk region becomes the stage for one of the most intense engagements of the war. Russian forces attempt a night assault with mechanized units. Ukrainian observers detect them using thermal drones. Within minutes, 2 Bradleys take position. The lead Bradley engages a BTR-82A. A deadly duel begins. The Russian vehicle fires first, tracer rounds slicing through the dark. The Bradley retaliates instantly. Its bursts are precise, rhythmic, one after another. The BTR is hit, then hit again. Flames erupt from the hull. A new Russian tank equipped with barbed wire, extra armor, and electronic warfare modules attempts to advance. The drone operator notices a tiny gap, an open hatch. He dives. The grenade drops perfectly through the opening. Flames erupt inside. Despite all the added armor and jamming systems, the tank burns from the inside out. Reactive armor detonates in a chain reaction, one explosion after another. The entire vehicle transforms into a fireball, a monument to failed design. The psychological impact of these engagements cannot be understated. Russian crews now fight under constant drone surveillance, never sure when or where the next strike will come. Even their most advanced tanks are forced to hide under camouflage nets, fearing exposure. In contrast, Ukrainian forces integrate every available system into a digital war network. Drones, tanks, artillery, and infantry communicate seamlessly, forming a single coordinated organism on the battlefield. Electronic warfare units not only jam enemy communications but also hack Russian drones, redirecting them mid-flight or crashing them before impact. This technological edge, a blend of Western hardware and Ukrainian ingenuity, has redefined the rules of engagement. Contrary to online speculation, Western tanks like the Leopard and Abrams have shown exceptional crew protection. In one battle, a Leopard took a direct hit from an anti-tank guided missile. Flames burst from the rear, but what looked catastrophic was actually a controlled ammunition venting system designed to release explosive pressure away from the crew compartment. Within seconds, all 4 Ukrainian crew members exited safely. The tank was damaged, but the soldiers lived. Russian tanks, on the other hand, still use carousel-style autoloaders, where ammunition is stored directly beneath the crew. A single penetration often causes catastrophic detonation, turning the turret into a flying projectile. This stark difference underscores why Ukrainian crews prefer Western armor. Survivability means experience preserved, and experience wins wars. The FPV drone war has become a symbol of Ukrainian adaptation. What began as small hobby drones modified with explosives has evolved into a full-fledged military doctrine. Operators now fly swarms, multiple drones coordinated through AI-assisted control software. Some carry anti-armor grenades, others infrared cameras, and others serve purely as scouts to mark targets for artillery. One viral engagement showed a drone maneuvering directly into the turret of a T-90M. The explosion was instantaneous, the tank annihilated. Another dropped a grenade through a slightly open hatch, igniting the interior. These attacks reveal not only Ukraine's creativity, but also Russia's inability to adapt quickly. Despite adding mesh cages, barbed wire, and jamming systems, Russian armor continues to fall victim to small, inexpensive drones. As winter draws near, the pattern becomes clear. Ukraine dictates the rhythm of this war. Each ambush, each destroyed convoy, each perfectly timed drone strike, it's not just a victory, it's a demonstration of mastery. Russia may still possess numbers, but Ukraine has precision, and in modern war, precision wins. From the burning wrecks of Russian armor to the calm focus of Ukrainian drone pilots guiding their machines through clouds of smoke, the message is unmistakable. Ukraine isn't just defending its homeland, it's rewriting the laws of modern warfare. This is not the future. This is now.